Sometimes I wonder what people eat, because when they go in that bathroom, they don't come out the same. Welcome to the 365 vlog, let's go. Hello people, today is April 11, 2016, day 102 of the 365 vlog, and we're gonna break down some things. So being the newscaster that I am secretly on the low, I heard of a news story that happened in Brooklyn this past weekend. So over the weekend, some people had the balls to go rob an HSBC, and they took about 280 grand. That shit is crazy. They pretty much got away with it clean. They left no fingerprints or any traces at the moment that anyone could find, and they just took all the money pretty clean and not suspicious. With my tenure of watching heist movies, I'm going to try and subtly break down how this could have potentially all went down. So judging by the size of the bank, this was probably maybe 6 to 7 dudes, all of which who had different skill sets from different nationalities, all put together. You know, check out Ocean's 11, basically. You had the old white dude with the gray hair who was getting everyone together and figuring out how they were going to get into the vault, because one of them had cancer, so they needed a way to pay for it. The desire burning deep within their souls to help their friend get over their cancer, but not having the funds to, they needed to figure out a way to do it. So he came up with the idea that he was going to rob a bank, but he did not know which one. Now, a few months earlier, when he tried to apply for a loan from the bank to get chemotherapy money, it was the bank, none other than HSBC, that denied him the money, and he wasn't able to get it. And it was like, oh shit. So that's where his motivation stems from. But with the cancer in his body and the flame in his heart, he got his friends with all different skill sets to come together to get HSBC back. So all these names, I don't know who exactly they are, but they got codes named shit. So first one was named Carl. He was the engineer. He knew the whole like schematics and how this was all gonna work down. Have Paul, the eyes in the sky, who flew the helicopter to make sure that no one was there. TomTomTom, and he was the one who was inside the bank that disabled all the security, because how else were they gonna do it? One was a bit harder to coerce than the others, so they had to feed him a sob story and give him a bit of money. This job was not cheap, as it was gonna have a big payoff, so they need to give people cuts and whatnot. So he wanted a cut so he could leave town and whatnot. So they had one more, I think, wait, that's like 3, right? It's like 3, so there was like 7, I think. And the other 4 were twins, and they all had like similar sets. We're skipping on the story because it's too long to explain all these people. They all planned it all out, and they were like, we're gonna hit this HSBC right here, because indiscriminacy policies that they had. The night of the heist came, and they went all there, but TomTomTom had a Dookie problem. And then the whole plan was like shitted on. Literally, he was like, guys, I can't make it. So one of the twins had to go and get facial surgery to go recorrect their face to look like Tom, because they almost kind of look like Tom. So they went into work as TomTomTom, while TomTomTom sat on the toilet and had Dookie butt the whole day. Now, the story should be shifting to what the heist happened, but we're going to focus on Tom's story. So Tom was home. Right before he got home, he started to feel the mud butt. He was on the train, so his stomach started to gargle, and it was bubbling to a point where he was like, he was on his way to work in the morning. It was really intense. It was like 3 stops away from work. And the Dookie just hit him because last night he had some bad tacos or some shit, and he had a little bit too much cream cheese with his cheese, and he drank a bottle of milk in the morning. And not to mention, TomTomTom might be or may not be super lactose intolerant. Lactose intolerant means that not only when you ingest, milk byproducts, you also just sniff it in the air, and it just makes your doo-doo fill up in your butt. This sounds like a joke, but it's real. Look it up. But with that, he had to call out of the deal, so he lost all that money, but he stayed on the toilet like the brave man that he is and stayed out of trouble. Back at the heist, everybody did whatever they did to get into the bank. They got the money and left. Now they're trying to drive around, and then some shit happens. Explosions, some kisses, some love. There's a love interest, I forgot to mention her name. It's like Allison or some shit. And they fell in love with the gray haired dude guy, and she said that she loves him even though he has cancer. After they get the money, they don't get found out. They fall in love deeply ever after, going into the sunset, and that's pretty much how it all happened. Well, also to remind you that TomTomTom also probably like doo-dooed himself to death. Note that when you have super lactose intolerance, that your Dookie is 10 times more powerful than the average Dookie. So what he did was he sat on the toilet, but the toilet couldn't handle the pressure, so the PPI, the poops per inch that he was letting out of his asshole, and after he let it out, it broke the toilet in such a way that it exploded. And in this other instance, it doesn't make sense, and I don't expect anyone to believe me, but this is where it gets really crazy. Now, in super lactose intolerance, not only do you create massive force with your PPI, you also create reverse suction intake, or RSI. And when you do this, not only does your pressure that you let out equal the pressure that you put back in, so it becomes like a suction type shit. So when this happens, he sucked it back in, and he sucked all the toilet up his ass, and then he died. That's the whole story of what happened during the Brooklyn robbery heist at HSBC. But yeah, guys, I had way too much fun telling that story than I should have, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Super lactose intolerance. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you made it to the end of this video, don't hesitate to hit the like button. And also, if this is your first time seeing my face, subscribe by hitting the subscribe button if you like what you saw. But question of the day, what do you guys think about the robbery, and how do you think it happened? Put it in the comments down below. I think it's actually really a mystery, because I'm actually really surprised how it happened at all. It really did seem like some movie type shit, just on my own like commenting of what happened. I don't know, it seems interesting. But yeah, guys, I'm Vandal. Don't forget to keep it 365, and I make new videos every day, so yeah, watch them. Anyways, peace. Yeah, bye.